Hey there guys, welcome back. Maverick here today with another episode of Code Geass Season 2. So, still continuing on, last episode we kinda ended an arc, right? The entire Chinese Federation arc and whatnot, and now Lelouch is back at the academy, back at school, apparently this time with some potential frenemies as well, right? Although at this point, most probably more so foe than friend, but, you know, since he has to maintain his facade and whatnot, he's probably gonna still have to act nice around Sudoku and all the other knights of the rounds. Beyond that, we also have maybe potentially some romance development going on. I mean, considering that this is the academy setting, right? Typically, this is where all of these sort of romance stuff that has been around so far has gradually progressed and so on and so forth. Especially last episode, we had some stuff happening with Shirley. So I guess maybe we are going in for a more lighthearted school episode. In any case, let's get into it. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Oh. She's like what exactly do you take Lelouch for, Sako? Poor Shirley though. Good. Okay. uh, I guess I was right on the money on that, eh? Well, I was kind of expecting some more of the, romance, if you will, once we get back to the academy. Now let's see how exactly Lelouch gets himself out of this. Although I am kind of like curious, like why is that how Saiko views Lelouch? I don't particularly think he has shown like tendencies to be like kind to girls and whatnot, right? I mean, obviously he works together with the student council and the girls and whatnot, but beyond that, not really. Oh, or is it because of, like C2 and Callan and Kaguya and whatnot? Alright, so how exactly are we gonna go for all this? Love it. Okay. I'm just waiting for like this entire episode to be like a complete like but after that, like at the very end of it, it's probably gonna turn serious. Wait, is this actually happening or Oh, I think all of this is actually happening. Yeah, I think he's actually going for all of this first. This version of Lelouch, the one that's technically. Come on. You're really just jealous. And this is probably Shirley? Yep. Anyways, as I was mentioning, I kind of get this feeling like by the end of this episode, right? We're suddenly gonna enter into another serious situation or something like that. Are these all the princes and princesses? Yeah, I'm guessing these are all the princes and princesses, right? I guess this could be considered a serious part. Uh... It's definitely ironic in a lot of ways, right? You know, the Lelouch that brought the Chinese Federation down to its knees is now facing their cliche rom-com troubles. uh... What the hell is this? Man, this school is really just like a huge playground for. Oh, oh, mass Geass, eh? You'd think there would be like, does no one? I don't even know how to do any Tsukumi anymore. Like, do whatever you guys want. Oh. Oh my god. Seriously. I. What is Millie trying to do, though? Wait. I. I'm sorry, like, what exactly were the producers smoking when they made this episode? And since when did Sako turn into a kunoichi? Seduction squad? Why is she searching for? I, an actual kiss this time? Is it gonna be that straightforward though? Yep. I, oh, what'd I say, right? Oh, completely canceled everything before? Okay. I was thinking that things were gonna get serious at the end here, and I mean, wasn't quite expecting that, but considering this series so far, I can also say I'm not all that surprised. I'll see you guys after this. Well, okay, guys. I seriously do not know what exactly I watched there, but it was fun, I guess? Question mark. I mean, don't get me wrong, it definitely was entertaining, and at this point in time, I've decided to just, you don't really need to analyze anymore. Just shut down your brain and leave it at that, right? Like, no matter how ridiculous the situation is, or how suddenly out of character a lot of people were seeming to act, and so on and so forth. Like, I definitely feel like some of their characters were exaggerated here, and that includes people, not only like Sayako, who was the root cause of all of this, but also even Lelouch and Shirley and Anya and so on and so forth. I mean, they had these kind of. I could see them potentially acting this way, but at the same time, I don't really think things would have gotten this out of hand, right? I think it's fair to say that this might be one of the craziest episodes that we've seen so far in terms of, its spontaneous, how spontaneous it was, and the commotion that it caused, right? But at the end of the day, it was all building up to the end point there, which is where, okay, so we now know there is a way to cancel a Geass. That was issued before, especially for something like Lelouch's use, which is to alter memories or brainwash. There is a way to revert that, as we can see at the end there. And now Shirley is facing her second crisis, right? No, it raises an interesting question, right? If you cancel the original Geass, does that mean that you can now put a new Geass on her, right? Is that the case? Or are we going to have to... In any case, though, I get this kind of feeling that no matter what the actual situation is, probably we are not going to be having a situation where Lelouch uses Geass again, right? This is probably for good this time, but how exactly it resolves itself, that remains to be seen, and I'm quite curious about all this as well. I feel like at the end of the day, though, uh... Huh. Actually, I kind of forgot, like, what exactly happened back in Season 1 already. So, even though, like, Shirley was heartbroken, at the end, I think she still chose to continue to believe and love Lelouch, even though she was obviously very, very hurt. I think that was it. And honestly, it's been some time now. I'm not quite sure, like, what was... If she ever reached any sort of resolvement there. I think she did, right? Because that was the time when she got involved with the other Geass user, and it was at the end of all of that when Lelouch decided to erase Shirley's memories. So by the end of all of that, Shirley had, in a way, already forgave Lelouch. At least I think what I remember, it's that part. So maybe... So that's why I think the situation probably isn't going to be as hysterical or as bad as, as the ending makes it seems. Obviously, probably Shirley is going to get angry over Lelouch erasing her memories, more so than anything else, right? And well, I mean, what more can I say, right? So anyways, we got that going on, and obviously we also have Jeremy that's a big issue here as well. He's going into the academy. He's gonna root out Lelouch. Beyond that, we also have some other subplots moving along, like Callan's situation, like Cornelia's situation there, and so on and so forth. And then obviously we have the Emperor's situation and the rest of the princes and princesses. That's something else as well. But ultimately, I mean, from what we can piece together so far, it's pretty obvious that the Emperor is trying to do something, right, with the other Geass user. That's why the researchers and whatnot were trying to appeal to Cornelia, and yeah, beyond that, but it's hard to say like what exactly will happen. Like certainly, I don't think anybody could have predicted this episode to be some sort of like huge Cupid game in order to basically prank Lelouch, if you will. And then we have Lelouch, going on like a multi-date and so on and so forth. I am kind of curious though. Like I do understand that Lelouch probably is somewhat popular there, but I think this is the first time where we actually acknowledge like how popular he is with the girls and so on and so forth. Like I feel like most of the academy just by default recognize him and Shirley as a thing. And indeed, I think I'm also quite curious, like, when exactly Lelouch got this sort of character to him, because in the past, I don't think he specifically ever showed himself to be a character that, I wouldn't really say a playboy, right, because that's not exactly what Lelouch does, but, being able to go around and go on dates with other girls and so on and so forth. I don't think he's ever really pronounced himself as such, so I don't really quite get why Sayako went through all of this either. So, but like I said, I'm not going to put too much effort into deciphering all of this and trying to make any sense or logic out of all of this. We'll just leave it at that, right? And at least for the next episode, what I'm really looking forward to is how exactly Lelouch is going to resolve the entire Shirley situation here, because certainly I feel like it's kind of a special case for him. Right? At this point in time, who can you say really is within Lelouch's heart, right? Beyond Nunnally, right? That's his sister. That's a special existence. Obviously, C2, probably due to her symbiotic relationship with Lelouch. She probably occupies like the most so far. But if you were to say like Shirley and Callan, right? Shirley is someone who he's known for so long, and they've already got this thing going between them. Whereas Callan, even though she was kind of newer here to the scene, but obviously she has this sort of, there is this sort of like revolutionary spirit that you get with people, right? Your comrades, and fighting alongside someone and doing stuff alongside them as well, doing hard work alongside them. That's got to count for something, right? So I would say probably C2 is greater than Shirley, greater than Callan, greater than Kaguya, but it remains to be seen here. It remains to be seen, and especially since C2 isn't exactly considered, your typical sort of like, I don't know, girl candidate, if you will, because her status is kind of special. So I think all things considered, Shirley is probably still in the lead. And judging from Lelouch's reactions and his desire to protect Shirley, I have to say that there's probably actually some sense of reciprocation from Lelouch as well. So that's why I'm really curious how exactly he's going to handle the situation this time. It's a take two, but who knows? Like, what exactly will happen, right? Is Shirley going to get involved with the entire Black Knight business? I feel like she's kind of like the woman. She's kind of the type of woman to say, because this is what my love is doing, so I need to get involved as well. She strikes me as that type of girl, all right? So looking forward to that. And I mean, I guess this episode is just some pure entertainment, right? I gotta say it was quite easy on the eyes as well, if you guys know what I mean. The typical clamp art style, like the portions that they draw and whatnot is just, I mean, there's a reason why they have been so popular and so successful as a studio for so long, right? The entire, the Clamp studio and whatnot. But anyways, I'm kind of rambling on here. Thank you guys for watching, and obviously I will continue on into the next one. Stay tuned, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.